Imagine standing in a glass boardroom, lights dimmed, executives leaning forward. And the man presenting your stolen project is smiling like he built it from scratch. That was the moment I pressed enter. My coworker Daniel thought he had erased 3 months of my life with one click. He thought deleting my repository would make him the hero who saved the company. He thought I'd panic, quit, disappear. Instead, I encoded a silent trigger inside the system he stole. And as he spoke the words, this architecture was entirely my initiative. His slides began to glitch. Lines of code started vanishing. Functions collapsed. Dashboards went blank. In real time. He didn't know it yet, but the project he claimed as his own was dismantling itself. And I was sitting right behind him. Calm. Watching. But to understand why I did it, you have to understand what he did first. I'm not the loud type at work. I don't fight for attention in meetings. I build. Quietly. The project was called Orion, a data automation platform that could save the company millions. Everyone said it was too complex. Too risky. Too ambitious. So they handed it to me. Not because they believed in me. Because if it failed, I was replaceable. For 3 months, I stayed late. Ate dinner at my desk. Missed birthdays. While Daniel? He networked. Coffee chats with executives. Laughing in the hallway. He'd stop by sometimes. Still working on that thing, he'd smirk. I nodded. He never asked how it worked. He never cared. Until the week before the board review. That's when everything changed. It happened on a Tuesday night. I logged in from home to push the final build. And the repository was empty. Not corrupted. Not bugged. Empty. 3 months of code, gone. At first, I thought it was a mistake. Then I checked the activity logs. One name. Daniel. Timestamp 8:42 p.m. My hands went cold. He had admin override access from collaborating on another project. He didn't just delete it. He wiped backups. He removed version history. It was clean. Strategic. The next morning, he stood near the coffee machine and said, "Crazy thing. I rebuilt Orion from scratch last night. Couldn't let the board down. Rebuilt." He was presenting in 2 days. And management believed him. That was the moment I realized something. He thought I was naive. He thought I coded without protection. He didn't know who he was dealing with. 3 weeks before the deletion, something felt off. Daniel had started asking strange questions. How are you structuring the core engine? Is everything stored locally? He was too curious for someone who never cared. So I did something simple. I built Orion with a shadow layer. At the center of the architecture, hidden inside a performance optimization module, I embedded a dormant failsafe. Not destructive. Not illegal. Just conditional. If system ownership credentials changed without my encrypted signature, core dependencies would deactivate. Quietly. Gradually. Like air leaving a balloon. And I kept a private offline copy of everything. Insurance. When Daniel deleted my repository, he restored the system from a staging server snapshot. He thought he was brilliant. But that snapshot carried my signature check. And the clock started ticking the moment he claimed authorship. Friday morning. The boardroom smelled like polished wood and ambition. Daniel stood at the front, confident. Slide 1, Orion, built for the future. I sat in the back row. Invited as support staff. He began explaining architecture diagrams I designed. Repeating phrases I wrote in documentation. Then came the live demo. "This platform is stable, secure, and fully optimized," he said. That was my cue. I opened my laptop, logged into the remote monitor, and pressed enter. The failsafe initiated. At first, it was subtle. A dashboard widget froze. Daniel chuckled. Minor delay. Then an analytics module disconnected. Then error messages cascaded across the screen. Red warnings. Access validation failed. He clicked frantically. "Just a temporary sync issue," he said, voice tightening. But the system kept unraveling. Because it no longer recognized him as its creator. The room shifted. Executives leaned back. Whispers started. Daniel's confident tone cracked. I don't understand." I raised my hand calmly. "Would you like me to restore the authenticated build?" Silence. The CTO looked at me. "You can fix this?" "Yes," I said. "Because I built it." Daniel turned pale. I connected my encrypted drive. Entered my credentials. Within seconds, systems stabilized. Dashboards returned. Performance metrics reappeared. The room was no longer whispering. They were staring at him. "Daniel," the CEO asked slowly. "Why does the system only respond to her authentication key?" He opened his mouth. Nothing came out. And in that moment, the truth didn't need shouting. It was visible. Internal audit moved fast. Access logs. Permission overrides. Deletion timestamps. Everything pointed to him. He tried to frame it as miscommunication. As collaborative ownership. But the metadata didn't lie. He was escorted out that afternoon. No applause. No dramatic scene. Just silence. The same silence I felt the night he erased my work. The board postponed the meeting by 1 week. And this time, my name was on the presentation slide. Alone. When I stood in front of the board again, I wasn't shaking. Not because I wanted revenge. Because I wanted recognition. I walked them through Orion. Calm. Clear. No glitches. No hidden triggers. Just solid architecture. At the end, the CEO said something I didn't expect. "We almost rewarded the wrong person." That hit deeper than any apology. Orion launched company-wide 2 months later. It became the backbone of our operations. And for the first time in my career, I wasn't invisible. 2 weeks after Daniel left, HR called me in. Not for drama. For promotion. Lead systems architect. But that wasn't the part that stayed with me. It was what the CTO said privately. "You protected your work without destroying anyone else's." That mattered. Because I could have wiped everything permanently. I could have embarrassed him publicly. Instead, I let the truth reveal itself. Sometimes revenge isn't about destruction. It's about control. People think power is loud. It's not. Power is preparation. It's backing up your work when others laugh at your caution. It's building safety nets while someone plans betrayal. Daniel tried to erase me. But he forgot something important. You can delete files. You can override access. But you can't replicate integrity. When I pressed enter that day, it wasn't anger guiding my finger. It was clarity. And as the system restored under my credentials, I realized something. The real self-destruct command wasn't in the code. It was in his ego. And all I did was let it execute.